One is the game itself that we have, which I think the influence probably started going back just for a second when the black teams played the white teams.
That's right.
And that created the crossover. And therefore people can go and be in the same park, although they may be in separate areas, but also in the same park and watch one particular game, the whites play against the blacks, and quite naturally that increased the dollars for the owners. Yeah. Which was a good start as far as civil rights were concerned. But you brought to mind, when you mentioned Artie Wilson, the Negro League World Series.
Yeah. And
the people that played in that particular game, and I read once that Willie Mays hit the brought in the game-winning run, I believe.
Could have.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But now, I heard that those four of those people that played in that game were going to be in 4 or 5 is going to be here in Birmingham.
Yeah, they will.
Okay, do you know which ones?
You got Artie Wilson, Willie Mays, Jim Zapp.
Okay.
He live in Nashville, so he's supposed to be in the game. And then our president, Reverend H. Greason.
Reverend H. Greason.
Whatever, I guess that's his real name.
Yeah.
William Greason. But anyway, this man could pitch. See, he went up with the St. Louis Cardinals. Had a good curveball, a good slider. He could really pitch.
Okay.
One of the best pitchers you ever wanted to see, but he couldn't stay up there. Because they had a president manager, Eddie Stanky.
Okay.
See? And he went up, he won 9 ball games his first trip up there. But they still cut him, you know.
Okay, what about Sammy C?
Good pitcher. Good pitcher.
Now, will he be here?
He's supposed to be here. I think he's close around here now. I don't know whether he's in Birmingham or not.
Okay.
But he's one of the best pitchers around here, too.
But anyway, those 4 are still around. At least those 5 are still around, which is very good. You know, one thing, yes, I'm sorry, Jake.
I say, when you're talking about cutting ball players as they cut Reverend Greason, it reminded me that in 1957 when I was signed by the L.A. Dodgers, and they sending me to Kokomo, Indiana to play. I was the only black on the team, and I batted 462. I was cut. So it was still a lot of prejudice going on at that time. Yeah. With a 462 batting average. In fact, you had those white kids batting 150, 100. They was all big bonus ball player, and I had this little $300 contract. And you know, this is the same year that Big Frank Howard got $118,000. He was just out of Ohio State, but none of them could outplay me there. Yeah. But the difference was black and white at that time.
Okay, but it really sounds like Jesse, he's bragging again. You bat what? What did you bat?
462.
462. Jesse.
I have a batting average in the Negro League today at 340.
Okay. All right, I believe you. I believe every word, girls. I know out in Fairfield, they said Jake Sanders, this is before I even knew Jake, they said Jake Sanders could run for mayor if he want to in Fairfield. His name is a household word out there.
I was called the Thumper.
The Thumper.
Right, I hit the ball. They said it looked like he thumped the ball. Psst.
Okay, all right. You got a lot of nicknames there. Okay. Jesse, you know what? One thing to always hear, and what really, to me, is so amazing is, and you talked a little bit about it, is the road trips. Some of the things that happened to you guys when you were on the road. Jesse, give me some of your favorite road trips.
Well, I tell you, we used to play 3 games a day sometimes. It's just called how the ballpark looked. We would play in Memphis, at the Memphis ballpark. Play a doubleheader, and you know it would be hot. We would leave Memphis, go to Little Rock, Arkansas, and play another ball game that night. It's just, the road was something, man. You had to be a good man to stay out there on that road. Because let me tell you, brother, all that traveling, half the time, just like you say, you couldn't take a shower, you couldn't sleep in the bed. But I had my own seat. So I used to curl up in that seat and go to sleep. Until me and Charlie got to be roommates.
Well, when you mention the road trip, Jesse, And you mentioned about being a good player, having to withstand playing 3 games in one day.
Yeah, you had to be.
You also had to have a good bus.
Well, some buses was good.
Well, I heard something about a bus as it relates to you and Charlie Pride. To me, that was, I don't know if that was a put down or how you would take it, but tell me about this. You, Charlie Pride, and a bus.
Well, his wife didn't believe that story either. Because last time I was in Kansas City, she was there. And she came to the table. Me and Bob Boyd were sitting at the table eating breakfast. Bob Boyd, Charlie Pride and her. She said, Mitch, she said, tell me something. She said, Charlie's been telling me this story for a long, long time. She said, did they trade y'all for a bus? I said, yeah. I said, the Louisville Clippers needed a bus. And the Birmingham Black Barons, they wanted me and Charlie. So the owner of the Barons said, I'm going to buy you and Charlie Pride. Said, if y'all buy us a bus. And they bought them a bus. And that's how me and Charlie got a chance to be with Birmingham.
So you guys became bus boys.
Well, whatever kind of boys you want to call it. They needed a bus or they going to be walking.
Well, that's good. I mean, that is in history, which is great. Being traded for a bus. Jake, what about with your road trips?
Road trips are fine. You just needed money to get your food. Now, I can remember this incident in Arkansas. We was there. We didn't have any money. We were living in a hotel. We tried to sneak out the hotel, and the police stopped us, pounded the bus, and there we was out in the wilderness, hungry, didn't have any food. Nobody had any money. Wesley Barron was the manager. And he had this big diamond ring on his finger, so he went out and he sold the ring. Instead of coming back and buying some food so we can eat, he went off with a woman. And we was home, and Pat Patterson, God bless him, Pat was mad with him. Then Pat pulled his switchblade on him and started stabbing at him. And there me in between trying to stop him from killing Wesley. And Wesley's like 75 at this time, and Wesley just started running. And I was just running behind Pat, begging Pat, don't hurt him, don't hurt him. But he had $30 left. So he gave it to the lady, and she went and bought some food and cooked it for us so we could eat.
Well, that's